Good morning. It's Tuesday the 20th of April 2021 and I'm in a place called Stanmore Hall campsite near Bridgnorth, and that's in Shropshire in England. Very nice campsite. It's centred around this very large pond or small lake, whichever you'd like to call it. Very pleasant. If you're staying for any length of time, you get pictures overlooking the water. That would be really nice. But for one night, I've got a pitch around the corner. And today is the last day of this trip, because I've seen everybody that I set out to see, and now I'm heading back to South Wales. That's a shame, because I'm enjoying it, but I have still got bad earache, so I'm going to have to go and see the earache doctor or somebody. And today's trip is a meander cross country, no motorways, a town that is sometimes very slow to get through, that's Hereford, but otherwise nice little country roads and easy going so long as you concentrate. Here we go then, let's see if we can. It'd be really nice if I could find somewhere to park in Bridgnorth. I know there's a funicular railway that runs up, but I doubt if it'll be running. And I can't see myself climbing all the stairs to get to the top where the town is. This is what they call Lower Town here, and then we cross over the bridge, which is over the River Severn, that sign on the end of the building there, I've got a feeling it's got a preservation order on it. There's the River Severn. We're going to go up the hill and see if we can find somewhere to park. As I said, the town is on the top of the hill, and there is absolutely no way am I going to be able to climb up all the steps, so we'll just drive up. Pretty hard climbing, but Gwendolyn had to change down gear. No chance there where I was hoping. There might be a space there, but no. Oh dear. Normally I would park at the bottom of the hill and get the funicular up. But I doubt if it'd be running. But now we're going to go into the the high street, or look at it. That's the town hall in front, that white building with the clock, and we have to go one way round here because it's a one-way system.
Bridgnorth is a market town, and the market used to be right near the centre, and on market day the place was always very, very busy, and there were some lovely shops here. But unfortunately they moved the market to an out of town location, all modern, and the town lost a lot of good shops. It's a terrible shame. It's still lovely for restaurants, cafes, and for the tourists, but the locals have lost their good shops. Well, having made that tour around, we're now heading back up to the high street from the other end. That church you can see up ahead is in a lovely little area, and there are almshouses and some beautiful old buildings there. It used to be the rich centre. Well worth a visit if you come here.
We're approaching the high street from the other side now, and as you can see, it is a very, very nice little town. Ah, it's even got a Greggs. I didn't know that was there. Nowhere to park this long vehicle. Oh dear. Never mind. It looked like there were places back there, but they were loading only. Say they can't go down here. I've managed to find a parking place there, and it's permit holders or 40 minutes, and it's right next to the river, which is fairly low at the moment, but I'm going to walk across and see if the funicular railway is running, or they call it the cliff railway here, but it's a funicular. Well, would you believe it? It looks as if the cliff railway is actually running. So that's great. Let's go and have a ride on it. Right, we're just in the coach and go and sit down this end. And that's where we're going to go, up there. That's it, we're off.
You might notice from the side walls where the channel that's been dug out that Bridgnorth sits on a big lump of red sandstone.
Halfway is past the park.
As you probably know, some funicular railways are balanced by water in great big tanks underneath the carriage, but this one is powered by electricity.
We're almost there. That's it, and we've just come up from way down there. Look at him there. And that's the top station building. There's a very nice walk around the edge of this rock on which the whole town sits, with very, very nice views. It's a bit misty today, but still nice. There's a very impressive church here, and some years ago I was in town and members of the Dutch royal family were visiting, and they came to this church because during the Second World War there were a lot of Dutch people here, and they were based over on that hill over there. There was an airfield, I believe, and there was a castle here, and I'm pretty sure Mandy will put me right because she's a historian, but it was 1640 something or other. We had a bloke in the country called Cromwell, and he was a bit of a vandaliser, and he vandalised a lot of places, including Bridgnorth Castle, but that bit didn't fall over. We've got some very nice gardens here as well, beautiful, always very well tended, very lovely. Lovely display of tulips down there. Very, very nice indeed. It is a lovely place, lovely spot. There's a little bandstand cum gazebo over there. And from here we can look down on the Bridgnorth end of the Severn Valley Railway. And there it is down there. The engine sheds, the station, and the train goes off that way to Kidderminster, where it joins the, well, there is a facility for it to join the main line. My 40 minutes parking allowance is nearly up, so I've got to get back to the funicular. I used to come to Bridgnorth a lot when I lived up here. It's only 7 miles from where I lived, and I liked it as a town. There's some nice cafes, restaurants, and so I used to come here very often. And whenever my girls came up when they were young, if they brought a new boyfriend, then had to go and see the railway trains at Bridgnorth. It became a bit of a joke. Well, caught the one going down just in time for us to get to the car park. Go right up and right down. That's good. That's us halfway. And just arriving at the bottom. Well, back to the van and head off towards Wales. Well, we've got just under 90 miles to go, and if we didn't stop anywhere, I'll be back at the house by 12:15. But I think I shall be stopping somewhere to make a cup of tea. Gonna have a cup of tea. You can see, although it's a small road, narrow road, it's busy. And there are two in particular nice little hamlets along this road, and this is one of them, Neaton. And when I'm in the centre, when we get to the centre, I shall have to turn hard right, but on the left at the turn there's a pub, and some years ago the pub closed down, and it was closed for a long time, and the locals got together and bought it and opened it as a cooperative for the peasant. We're just coming up to it now. I've eaten in there and it was very good. There's the pub, and when I was sitting in there near the window, the view across the road to the church, and it was real picture postcard. It's the other village, or the other hamlet, Burwharton, and once again there's a pub here. It's not, I don't think it's a cooperative. It's been there a long time, and I've eaten in there a few times as well. Nice little area. Nice little hamlet. An old schoolhouse there. We've got two right-hand bends here. Well, first one, this one to the right, and the pub, the Boy in Arms, is there, and then we have a hard 90 degrees to the left, and then we're out of the hamlet. One of the problems of driving along country roads, you get stuck behind a tractor. You'd be forgiven if you thought this town was called Leominster. I always did, but for some reason or other the locals have decided it's called Leinster. And normally I would take the bypass, but today I'm going to go through the town centre because my ear is still extremely painful and I need some more paracetamol. We're now approaching the city of Hereford, which suffered very badly in the last recession. I heard on the news that at one time that there were 70 empty shops in the city centre, and it's not a very big city. And 70 shops is an enormous percentage of the shops here. There is a problem with Hereford, and that is that you had to cross the river here. There's only one bridge, and you had to go through the centre to get to the bridge, and it's quite common in the rush hour when everything's working normally to take up to an hour to get through this town. And one of the things that's made it worse is the other side of town, the other side of the bridge, they built an Asda, and that needed its own access road. But at the roundabout there were already 4 other roads converging, and they made a right mess of it. I sat in a queue there to get across that bridge, 2.5 miles long, because of the arrangement with the traffic lights there. They really need, if anywhere needed another bridge and a bypass, it's this place. Now we're crossing the river. Where is it? There we are. And this is come out now, the road junction that cause all the problems. We want that lane there. It's flowing well today. Oh, we've got through Hereford in what must be very close to record time. So that's good. And we've got 23 miles to Abergavenny. It's quite a pleasant road. About halfway there, we crossed the border into Wales, which a couple of weeks ago would have been illegal. Oh, bird hit us on the top. Oh, what a shame. I hope it's alright. Here's the bridge. And for those who don't know, the Welsh word for bridge is pont. So anywhere you hear the name pont, like Pontypool, Pontrellis, it means bridge. And there we are. There's the little river. And now we're in Monmouthshire. Welcome to Wales. Just under 2.5 miles to go, and the journey will be over. Second motorhome trip, 2021, will be finished. Quarter of a mile left. 150 yards left.
And in total just over 600 miles behind us. So those of you that followed my journeys and all the different legs, thank you so much indeed for following. Thanks for all your remarks and the thumbs up.
There we are.
I've really enjoyed it.
We're back.